All right. San Antonio Spurs made some moves today, ladies and gentlemen. We have signed quite a few players, and one of which really shocked me. So I want to talk to you about that.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over all of the signings today. We're also going to look at who's remaining on the roster and who I would personally get rid of. And I want to hear from you guys and what you think about it. But before we talk about any of that, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. I'm actually catching up on some orders from the first batch right now. So that should be sent out this weekend. So quite a few people should get a tracking number this weekend, at the latest early next week. So yeah, just letting you guys know about that. If you want to be next in line and you want to go into the second batch, please head on over to clanthemerchfan.com, get yourself some merch, man. And also, as you can see, free shipping on orders 80 plus. So yeah, anyways, at the very least, just go check out the shop. All right, let's take a look at this. So first signing I want to talk about is your boy, Sidy Cissoko. So I am not shocked by this. Quite a few Spurs fans have made the assumption that Sidy would get signed to a two-way. I just feel like he's just too good. I really like the idea of him coming off of the bench behind Jeremy Sochan. He gives you quite a bit of versatility as far as moving pieces around Wemby. Like, oh, you want to put him at power forward and put Wemby at center, or you can move center or Wemby back at power forward and put Sidy Cissoko at center. Shoot, you can even get crazy with it. You could put Sidy Cissoko at point guard, and you can put Jeremy Sochan at center. You can do whatever you want. It's insane. It's whatever you want. You're not gonna do that, but you can do that. And I just like the idea of him coming behind Jeremy Sochan because they're very similar players. Now, I've seen the argument that they're identical. Just a few people have said that. I don't agree with that at all. Sidy, he's a better shooter, and I think he's a slightly better passer. Only because he's played point guard before in his basketball career. So yeah, I understand that. Like, yeah, he's better in those regards. I think Jeremy Sochan's an overall better player, and especially better defender, because Cissoko, while he is a really good defender, he gets in foul trouble. At least what we've seen thus far, he can get in a little bit of foul trouble, get a little bit too rough, but he can't guard 1 through 5 the same way that Jeremy Sochan can. I think Sidy Cissoko at times, like if he got switched on a point guard or shooting guard, he can hold his own. But he doesn't have as quick as feet as Jeremy Sochan when it comes to guards. But he could definitely guard 3 through 5, no problem. And then 1 and 2 on occasion. But Sochan, I truly do believe, could guard 1 through 5 most of the time, like any position most of the time from what we've seen thus far. So they're definitely different. Sochan is better, but I do like the idea of Sidy Cissoko coming off the bench. Jeremy Sochan sits down, and you have a guy that's still holding the mantle for Sochan. What Sochan was doing on the court, he can do quite a bit of that as well. And I just love those Boris Diaw types. Not necessarily exactly like Boris Diaw, but yeah, he's one of those types, and he knows the game of basketball. So I really like him getting this deal. I didn't think a two-way would suffice, honestly, with how good he's been. And the type of player that he is. So it seems like the Spurs are going ahead and investing pretty early and see what the outcome is. But with that being said, let's go into the next one. Sandro. Now, this one also didn't shock me that much. I'm a little shocked that it was only a 1-year deal. I would have assumed that they could have gave him at least a few years, 2 or 3. But hey, it is what it is. And this is what they went with. I thought that you would get 3. Sorry, I thought you would get like a 3, but it's fine. So he got a 1-year deal worth $2 million. And in this article in particular, they just talk a little bit about what Popovich has said about him, that he's a guy that knows basketball. Guys that's overseas, they know basketball a little bit better than guys over here because they're just so well coached and all that good stuff. So I do like Sandro quite a bit. I think that as far as what the Spurs are trying to do, he fits in like perfect next to Wemby when if he gets out there and gets significant playing time. But I do like him, and it makes sense to keep him especially when it comes to the center fiasco with the Spurs over the past couple years. But with that being said, oh boy, this one shocked me a little bit. So Dominick Barlow returned to the Spurs on a two-way. So I have some speculations on this. Okay, so first and foremost, did he deserve a standard deal? Most definitely. Like, I think he deserves it. Like, his skills are up there. I think it is NBA ready, not necessarily just two-way ready. I think he is NBA ready to go contribute to a team. But with that being said, I also think that it's kind of difficult for the Spurs to guarantee him a standard contract right now, because of the type of player he is, because he's kind of good at just about everything, but I don't think Dom Barlow is elite at anything yet. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I mean, if you want to make the argument, maybe he's elite at catch and shoot mid-range shots, I guess, but he's just one of those guys that has so many different skill sets that it's going to be kind of difficult to figure out how to fit him in. But shoot, another year being a two-way, jumping from the G League, jumping to in games, I think it will benefit him. And I also think that the Spurs are invested in Barlow, okay, because that is something I want to bring up. And I could be wrong here, and if years go down the line and we get rid of him, I'm completely wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about, whatever. But I do believe that the Spurs have bought into him, and he's one of those guys that they're just going to keep cooking until the time is right. Because right now, this season, let's be real, it's about Wemby, okay? It is. It's about figuring out what Wemby needs, and as his own development, and then eventually figuring out what he will need around him. But that's not figured out yet, right? So Dom Barlow, he can keep cooking in the G League. He can come in for a few games, and hopefully he fits into the overall vision of what we could use next to Wemby. But yeah, I think that's mostly what it's due to. Not that they thought that he didn't deserve it. It's just if he came into the league right now and he got significant minutes, I don't really know where he fits yet. It's one of those strange things. And he could be really good, by the way. He was a project when we signed him. He can be a really good player. Spurs did not hesitate to sign him when he went undrafted. So I am excited to see Dom Barlow play a little bit in the G League and get a few minutes with the Spurs. But I think that's mostly what it's due to. Not that they think he's not worthy or good enough. I think it's just mostly due to, hey, let's keep you cooking. You can do quite a few, good things out there, but you keep developing your skill, and we can figure out how we can fit you in next to Wemby eventually. So that's how I'm thinking about that. Now, as Tom Petrini has said, as he has stated, and I loved having him on the channel, by the way. I got to do that again. 18 guys on the full roster, and we got to trim it down to 15. So let's go ahead and pick our guys, okay? We got 18 here. The assumption, all right, Barlow, Serge Ibaka, both two ways. Makes sense which Dom Barlow would have got an actual roster spot. But it's okay. It's okay. I get it. So overall, who do we not need, okay? I think Birch is gone, right? I think we all agree Birch is gone. I don't really see a point in keeping Birch. Doesn't make a ton of sense. Another guy that I think potentially could be gone is Graham. While I do see a spot for him, it's gonna be pretty tough, especially with some of the newer signings with Cameron Payne and everything. So I can see him being gone. And the other one where this was really hard for me, I'm kind of tied here. One of which is Chetty Osman, because we already have Doug McDermott, which is he's basically gonna do the same thing. As far as veteran leadership, you got it, bro. You got Bullock, you got Cameron Payne. Assuming we're gonna hold on, and you got Doug McDermott. So that could be one that's gone. I don't want that, by the way. I really want him to play for the Spurs because I've always wanted him on the Spurs. And the other one that I thought about was Bassey. And even though the center position is kind of strange for us, with Mamu, yeah, he runs center. Zach Collins runs center. It's not necessarily a huge plus for us right now. Like, it's not like the center position is just elite and it's right where we want it to be or anything like that. And Bassey, I think he does bring some of that same fire and energy that Zach Collins brings. But if I had to really decide if it was going to be between Chetty and Bassey for this season, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll let Bassey go. But also the Spurs could also do something where they say, hey, we're going to package a few players and we're going to get some really good picks in the future. You know, we're going to package Chetty and we're going to package Graham or something like that and try to do something with that. But overall, those would be my guys. More than likely Bassey, if I had to put money on it. Graham and Birch. I think those would be the three that's gone for me. But I do want to know what you guys think and who would you keep. I did see some discourse on Twitter, or what is it called now? X. This guy's not smart. I know there's people that's under my comments that said, you think Elon is dumb? Yes, bro. He's really stupid. Just be on Twitter for like, if you're not on Twitter, be on Twitter for like 5 minutes and you'll see. But overall, anyways, besides the point, got sidetracked. But yeah, you guys let me know. And I've saw some discourse where people said that Bassey should stay because of our center position, and I don't know. So I do want to know what you guys think about it. I'll give it to you later. Till next time. Bye.